Hello, magical people. I'm London from thislondonbridges, and today we're doing a pick a card reading all about cultivating more gentleness in our lives and ourself. So we've got 3 piles today, pile 1, 2, and 3. There's no wrong way to choose. You might close your eyes, open them, and see which pile your eyes are drawn to first. You might just have like a zing or a knowing. And when you have chosen your pile or your piles, the link to the timestamps will be in the description in the comments below so that you can go straight to the reading for you. Remember that with all tarot or oracle readings, take what resonates and leave the rest. These are intended to mirror your own inner knowing, your own intuition. When you're ready, let's dive in. Hello to group number 1. Let's dive in to see what is at the heart of our reading today for calling in more gentleness. Starting off, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is a reminder that things are moving, that things will always be moving, that you're not as stuck as your brain might currently, or parts of your brain might currently have you believe. A way to cultivate gentleness with the Wheel of Fortune could be taking some moments to look back and acknowledge the changing of seasons that you've gone through recently. The Wheel of Fortune reminds me of that saying, nothing in nature blooms all year, as well as the one that like nature isn't in a hurry and yet everything gets accomplished. Which is not to turn this into a productivity reading, but I think that so many times we can have an energy of the opposite of gentleness, harshness towards ourselves when we're comparing where we are in the cycle to somebody else, right? So if you're here, things will keep rotating. If you're here, things will keep rotating. Things will keep dancing and moving. Reminding yourself that you're capable of change, that you are part of nature, and that change is inevitable. Practicing being here, because wherever you go, wherever you flow, here you are, and we have the chance to be here a little deeper with our presence. This can also be a reminder that good things are on their way. If you feel like you've been in an energy of struggle or resistance, or things just feeling really sticky, like stuck in the mud kind of energy. As a way to practice more gentleness with the energy of the Wheel of Fortune, you could ask yourself, how can I let momentum carry me in the directions that I want to go? Is there a way that I can move more downstream with the current towards thoughts that feel better, patterns that feel better, habits that feel better, external circumstances, etc.? Another question to sit with might be, where can I honor my natural cycles more? So Wheel of Fortune, Major Arcana at the heart of your reading. Let's see what else we've got to support gentleness right now. 6 of Swords. So moving away from something in honor to create, in order to honor yourself and create more space for, simply put, things that feel good. This is going to be different or similar for all of us, but what could we be walking away from to honor gentleness with the 6 of Swords? This could be thought patterns, especially swords is ruled by the intellect, the mind. Thought patterns, maybe even thought pattern identities that we have been carrying a long time, not really questioning when they come up. With the 6 of Swords, you might be going through a more literal transition or considering one. Maybe you've been considering one for a while, looking for new work or housing, etc. You know, thinking about how you can open other doors and close this door might be a radical act of gentleness to yourself. Maybe the space that you've been inhabiting feels okay because it's known, and yet there's a quiet pull that you could be somewhere that feels better. That's going to keep coming up today, I believe. Also, with the Six of Swords, practicing showing up for yourself with more trust. And that can look like celebrating all of the ways that you've kept yourself safe in the past. More self-trust around, you might not know exactly where you're going. It might not be, right? Like we're traveling in the dark here. We might not be able to see all of the journey, but you can trust that you can follow your inner compass to move towards somewhere that feels softer or more expansive in a way that feels safe. And if you are moving through leaving something, thought patterns, or a physical world situation, definitely conjuring up as many reminders as you need, self-reminders that you have you, that you will be there for you, that you will continue to attune and listen and practice listening to your intuitive guidance, that you can keep adjusting your sails or moving your oars and expanding in ways that feel like a yes to you. Yeah, I think it takes a lot of courage when cycles of change are upon us and we don't know exactly, we don't see exactly what's happening next. And during those times where we don't know, we might feel fear, which is so valid. And so just practicing, how can I hold more space for myself? It doesn't mean staying necessarily, right? Like gentleness doesn't necessarily mean staying where I am because it's known, or staying with this pattern because it's known, whatever it is for you. But it's how can I hold myself as I walk step by step towards something that feels better, or how can I pause as I'm walking when I need to recuperate? How can I be with myself as I trust that I can guide myself and that I will have my back more and more and more. Let's see what other tarot card we have to support more gentleness for you right now. Okay, the Three of Cups. How can you create more space for fun and connecting with your people, the people that make your heart glow? The energy of gentleness doesn't have to mean like quiet and calm library energy. It totally can. Whatever it means to you is valid. Gentleness might mean making more space for like wild, vivacious laughter. You deserve communities that feel safe and expansive and supportive and loving and glowing to you, even if that's something that you hope to call in the future. Regardless of like the connection aspect of the Three of Cups, we also just have this energy of like celebration and play and making space for joy, just for joy's sake. So how can you celebrate where you are, who you are right now a little bit more? It doesn't have to be when you've accomplished something huge to celebrate yourself and your life. You are worth celebrating every day. And celebration, the way you celebrate might look different, right? You might make yourself a glass of tea, you might have a dance party, you might plant some seeds. Finding that energy of celebration for yourself and your current moment and the past selves that have got you here and the future selves that you are walking towards and connecting with. How can you create space for that energy of celebration? Pile number one. All right. We have 2 crystal messages for you as well today. Chrysoprase, allow yourself to receive. So a way to practice gentleness right now is by practicing the energy of receiving. That might be receiving energy when you meet up with friends or people you love. That might be receiving help in this transition. That might be receiving more self-kindness. That might be, it could be a lot of things. But a way to honor gentleness, the energy of ease, the energy of downstream right now, is to practice receiving. Right? You might practice the embodiment of receiving throughout the day and just see if you can spend some time with your palms open. And we also have turquoise, prioritize your health. And just a side note, like, health is not, guaranteed for everybody. And I'm definitely not here on this channel to create any kind of hierarchy around health at all. Where you are in your body and your health is personal and, again, is valid. The prioritizing the ways that you can honor yourself, honor your body, honor your spirit. And that's going to be different for all of us and similar for all of us in certain different combinations, because we're all different. And also some things are helpful, right? Drinking more water may help you feel better. Sleeping more may help you feel better. The things. But also the way that we practice speaking to ourselves, the way that we practice thinking, the way that we practice inhabiting our bodies, some of that stuff that you can't necessarily see from the outside is some of the hugest stuff for cultivating more sense of gentleness or self-care and compassion. I think this is also a reminder, if there are practices that you have been playing with or working on, to keep honoring those and creating space for them and time for them when you can. All right, pile number 1. Those are some of the messages that are coming through to you today to honor more gentleness in your mind, in yourself, in your experience. You deserve it. You're doing a really great job just by being you. Remember, when you practice acts of self-love, you make waves of love in the universe. I'll connect with you soon. Hello, pile number 2. Let's go ahead and dive in. We'll get a few messages to support more gentleness, the energy of gentleness with yourself. Beautiful. Okay, at the heart of your reading, we have the Major Arcana Sun card. First thing that's coming to my head is if you have any pictures of yourself as a young one, the little version of you, or one of the little versions of you, putting those somewhere where you can see them, reminding yourself of the energy of the younger version of you. I think that as we're practicing gentleness, especially like mental gentleness, choosing compassionate thoughts, it can be such a simple and powerful practice to visualize the young little kid version of us, and how we would want to treat them, how would we would want to care for them, how would we want to talk to them and believe in their dreams and play with them, etc. Also, beyond just taking a photo, making a visual reminder of yourself, of your inner child, there's a lot of different ways to connect with that energy. One of my favorites that I did in college was a 2-hand journaling exercise. And so you would ask yourself questions. This is from an inner child book, and I don't remember the author currently. If I remember it, I will put it down below. Basically, you ask yourself questions with your right hand, and then not your right hand necessarily, your dominant hand, whatever that is for you. And then with your non-dominant hand, you respond. And that's supposed to do a couple of things. Get you in a different headspace, a less perfect practice headspace, because you're using the hand that you don't use as much, letting it be messy, letting it just be as is. And it's a way to kind of connect with these different parts of you. So that might be an exercise that calls to you, and maybe it's not. And even drawing with your non-dominant hand can be a really fun, playful practice, especially if you're one of the many people that struggle with letting yourself be creative or artistic because of the perfectionist society that we have been conditioned in, or many of us have been conditioned in. And overall, just like the energy of playing. If there is the sun, literally, where you are, like getting outside, just playing more, you know, dancing around your house, playing with your animals and your pets if you have them, or if there are kids in your life that you care for, like playing with them can be a great energy to tap into this magic of your inner youth, and the gentleness of taking care of yourself as you are now, and all of the versions of yourself. You know, an absence of harshness. And so that can mean so many things. I think we sometimes think that being gentle is like being docile or being quiet or not speaking up for yourself. Absolutely not. It's like, how can I honor myself? It's just another way of putting it. How can I water myself and meet my needs and meet my desires? And the yes card, the sun card has an energy of yes. So you can be gentle by following the yes, and it doesn't have to be like a maybe energy, but like what is yes for you right now? What would feel uplifting or inspiring or nurturing or cozy or good, right? Playing with your creativity can definitely be in a sun energy. Letting yourself be enthusiastic, letting yourself be playful, honoring how you are blooming, letting your radiance shine from within. You can visualize, maybe before you leave through the day, visualize your glowing self, almost like an armor of love. The sun card is a reminder that you deserve to thrive as much as you can right now, and that you deserve hope and joy and fulfillment and fruitfulness, and you deserve to feel the magic of yourself and of life. Playful bliss. All right. To support the feeling of more gentleness, we also have the 8 of coins. You are right on time. There is no timeline that you need to subscribe to other than the one that is unfolding for you. I think questioning the conditioning that we have been raised in can definitely be a process, but it's an active self-loving resistance. So if it's coming up for you, feelings of comparison around your work, especially with pentacles and the earthly realms, with where you are with your job or your career or some of those like A, B, C, D type goals, doesn't matter really. What matters more is how you're showing up, how you're treating yourself each day, how you're treating the people and the animals and the environment around you. There's so much more than if you're pursuing a certain type of education or pursuing a type of job or pursuing a type of relationship or pursuing a type of home or pursuing a certain status or pursuing certain physical feats or whatever it is. You are on time. Messy and imperfect and stunningly powerful as you are right now. That's what's coming through for me, first and foremost. Another thing with this card is honoring the little nudges or pulls towards creating something that's been on your mind and your heart. Letting yourself show up and practice, letting yourself create for creation's sake, just because there's a part of you that wants to. Letting yourself dream, letting yourself daydream, and take little action dance steps in creation. This can look different for all of us. This might be carving out some time or clearing your table space, pulling out some supplies and having a play. This can also be, oddly, you can create gentleness for yourself with a sense of dedication. If it's dedicated towards what really feels good and doing so in a way that feels good. So that might be, a movement practice or some kind of goal that you have around work, but showing up day by day, or, whatever consistency means to you. It doesn't have to be day by day, but showing up again and again, chip away at something that you really care about. In terms of goals and growth and daydreaming and action steps with the 8 of Coins, this can also be a reminder that doing a little bit and being dedicated to doing a little bit again and again and again and again can be so much more powerful than expecting yourself to go all or nothing, or expecting yourself to do all and then not doing all and feeling like a failure and doing nothing, right? So there can be a sense of gentleness in creating a pattern for yourself of letting yourself do the minimum. So instead of creating a goal based on like how you'll feel on your best day, creating a goal that leaves space for how you will be in many different ways, right? If I need to rest instead, I can create rest instead, but I'm going to set a goal for myself that is like, maybe I show up for 10 minutes, however many times a week. And that builds this act of showing up for the process. That builds this level of confidence in myself. That builds, again, more gentleness and self-compassion than expecting myself to create 4 hours in the day that I don't have the time or energy for. And with the 8 of Coins, just growing in ways that light you up. Is there something that you've been wanting to learn about, study, develop, grow? Not because whoever thinks it's a good idea, not because it's expected of you, not because it fits in a tidy box, but because there's something within your heart, your inner child, that wants to grow in that direction. So showing up for your play, showing up for your practices. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, beautiful. And then we have the World card. So the World is a celebration of a cycle completion. It's an ending and a beginning. It's a new chapter. It's in terms of self-gentleness, so honoring the energy of gentleness. And you can see like this World character has their hand on their heart. It's a really soft, kind of gentle energy. This is taking time to honor how far you have been coming. This is a transition from comparing yourself to other people's progress, highlight reels, whatever it is, and practicing again and again, however many times you need, celebrating yourself for how far you've come, for how amazing you are right now. Whether that be sitting in your pajamas, unshowered, whether that be, it doesn't matter. Celebrating yourself right now. You've come farther than you've been giving yourself credit for. The World card can be an energy of integration. So what types of practices help you integrate the lessons that you have been moving through and learning through? It just keeps coming up for me again, how far you've come. Like, you are here. You continue to make it, right? And if you're going to continue to make it, you might as well practice creating more space to receive more gentleness and compassion, and just enjoyment along the ride. The World card also has an energy of self-love, body neutrality or acceptance, compassion, and confidence. Whatever it is that makes you feel more like yourself, more confident, that's definitely also in tune with the energy of gentleness and self-compassion. Let's get a crystal message for you, pile number 2. Okay, with apophyllite, we have stay positive. This is a channel that definitely honors the whole range of human experiences. I will never say to push out the negative, right? Because that is spiritual gaslighting. And it's a tightrope that I struggle with myself of like, how can I honor the vast experience of my emotions and try to shine my light towards gratitude or positivity or blessings or etc. So I think, again, like going back to the heart of the reading, what would the little you find positivity in? Is there moments you can slow down or play? And with the apophyllite energy of staying positive, it is an act of gentleness for yourself to focus on what could go right. If your brain likes to play the what if game a lot, what if this, what if that, what if this works out better than I imagined? What if I continue to figure it out? What if there are people I haven't even met yet that I'm going to connect with so easily and deeply? What if it's not selfish to prioritize myself, period? What if it's actually an act of love towards the collective? What if I'm allowed to be hopeful? What if I can reparent my inner child? What if? So staying positive with your intention is not to erase the full experience of what it is to be human, but to practice that neuroplasticity and to practice your power in choosing the things that you can choose. And we have Ocean Jasper for you. So schedule yourself in is a huge act of gentleness right now. If you are the type of person that actually keeps a schedule on your phone or in a planner, etc., literally creating time in your schedule. And you don't have to know exactly what you're going to do. You might just say, like, me time. To play with your inner child, to play with your goals and your interests and your sparks, to play with your neuroplasticity and choosing your thoughts, to play with honoring yourself, how far you've come, just for you. Scheduling yourself in, whether you can do that daily. Little moments, again, right? Little things add up. Scheduling it daily if you can is huge. Or whatever you can, creating space for you. You deserve time. You deserve your attention. Pile number 2. So those are some messages to help you honor more energy of gentleness right now. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Remember, when you practice self-love, it creates waves of love in the universe. Connect with you soon. Hello, pile number 3. Let's dive in. We'll see what's at the heart of your reading for how to honor the energy of more gentleness right now. Oh, that's so beautiful. Okay, we have the 10 of Cups. So if there are those people that you really, truly love, spending quality time with them, connecting with yourself and connecting with your people. You can see here, we've got this couple, these kids playing, family energy, love. Their arms are outstretched. They're enjoying the moment of this beautiful rainbow. Dropping their cards. Enjoying the moment of this beautiful rainbow. It doesn't have to be complicated, right? It doesn't have to be like some extravagant new novel adventure, spending a lot of money. Getting outside the house, noticing the colors around you, the beauty around you, the sensory joys around you, going near flowing water if you can. And if this is not something that you resonate with yet, maybe you don't feel this kind of familial love or relationship love, and even if you do, practicing this energy of presence and love with yourself will only magnetize those things to you more. And even if you already have this kind of love, you deserve your own love regardless, or the courage to practice loving yourself. And this is also a reminder, right? The 10 of Cups, the most cups that you can have, emotional fulfillment. Cups is emotional fulfillment. So this is a reminder that not only do you deserve to pour into your cup, you deserve to pour into your mini cups, right? The cup of your confidence, the cup of work that works for you, the cup of your connections with your friends, the cup of your hopes and dreams, the cup of continuing on and on, your creativity, right? You deserve to pour into all of your cups, the wholeness of you, your multifaceted magic. Also, this is kind of specific, but I get the energy of comfort with the 10 of Cups. Are you wearing like uncomfortable socks? Or I was recently, that's why that idea came to my mind. Are there ways that your physical body can feel more comfortable? Do you have a blanket that you can cozy up with? Do you have clothes that feel better to your body? Do you have sensory needs that is another cup that deserves to be filled? Yeah. And also just a reminder that you deserve more and more expansive joy. Even like with all of the messiness of being human at this time, with all of the things that we wish we could change and fix, like regardless, you deserve more of this heart-led fulfillment and presence and soul nourishment. And just reminding yourself that you are deserving of that and open to that and noticing it where it is now and open to more of it coming. That is an active, deep, gentle energy. All right, let's dance on over and see what else we have for you. Okay, the 2 of Coins, or the 2 of Pentacles. Traditional metaphor I first heard again and again with the 2 of Pentacles was like this energy of juggling things. I think of 3 balls, although there's tons of juggling. There's definitely 2-ball juggling, but I think of 3 balls, right? You have one more thing than hands to catch. And with the 2 of Pentacles, with the 2 coins in the air, it, for me, feels like a reminder that like, this can be easier than you might think or you have been perceiving something to be. That actually, you would be more than capable of learning to juggle 3 or more coins. And that by maybe seeing something as a juggle instead of just like a switch in focus is making it more difficult than it needs to be. That's okay. I'm getting a thought and I'm not sure exactly what it is yet. It doesn't need to be a juggle. Practicing more gentleness for yourself is letting yourself be as much as you can, right? Not perfectly, because we are very imperfect creatures, but letting yourself be with what it is that you're doing while you're doing it and setting it down, and then letting yourself be with what it is that you're doing while you're doing it, instead of trying to constantly be in all these different places and really not being any of them at all. This card also has to do with choices. You might be weighing out some options, possibly different paths, potentially even with work, although it doesn't have to be. And you notice that the character on this depiction has their eyes closed. You don't need to look outside of yourself to find the answer that's going to be closest to your heart. Getting quiet, listening in, tuning in. That is a supreme act of gentleness if you are at a crossroads. It doesn't have to make sense from the outside eye. You don't have to see the whole path. Just following that quiet whisper, closing your eyes, tuning in to connect. Also, this can just be an indication of financial blessings building and growing. So that can be comfort. And comfort is definitely in that energy of gentleness and ease. Next, we have temperance. So first, what's coming to me is this interconnectedness of the metaphor of pouring into all of our cups and the different parts of our life. So as we pour into one thing, whatever that might be for us, our friendships, our relationships, our connections, our time with nature, our tuning in, our meditating, whatever it is, as we pour into one cup, that ends up like mixing elixirs and it's all interconnected. I'm not making the metaphor make sense fully, but like it's all interconnected. Hydrating one aspect of your life more is ultimately going to help you have access to do that in many more places, right? So it doesn't really matter from which angle you want to start. Listening again to that pull, getting quiet. If you've been wanting to take photos, take photos. If you've been wanting to try a new class, try the new class. It's about listening and moving from your inner being. Right? Temperance can also be a reminder that you are being looked after. And of course, all of our beliefs can vary on that, but that might be by loved ones, by guides, by the cosmos. You are being looked after, and there's an energy of safety and calm. Temperance can be a reminder to be receptive to receiving emotional fulfillment, again with the waters, and going with the flow. And temperance can be kind of a bridge between material, physical world and spiritual world. And so taking time to connect to both throughout your days. Again, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, right? Like going outside with somebody you love can be a huge way to connect with both the mundane and the divine. This is also just a reminder that it is safe for you to have optimism, and that you deserve tranquility, and that you've been doing some internal alchemy that has created a strong foundation for you to stand upon. You can trust what's unfolding. Let's go ahead and look at the crystal messages we have to support a feeling of gentleness for you right now. Aquamarine, go with the flow. Yeah. So in which ways can you move downstream? How can you connect with the flow of your spirit? A reminder to get fluid, that there's not one fixed path that is staying like water. There are many ways to flow around any obstacles, to move towards the direction that you want to go. Yes, there will be ebbs. Yes, there will be flows. Let yourself dance with the currents and stay fluid. Also, that's just a reminder to hydrate. And citrine, bring in the light. Citrine is often a stone associated with abundance. So that, again, can be another confirmation that you will continue to be provided for. Bring in the light. That is heart space. That is soul space. That is letting yourself shine from the inside out. So if there are pockets of sunshine where you are throughout the day, trying to get your yourself towards them outside for a couple of minutes or face towards the window. The sun has so much joyful, healing, loving energy, creates life on this earth, right? And we are complicated plants. We do need sunlight. So literally turning yourself towards the light if you can, like a sunflower, is coming up. Also, again, with that 10 of Cups, that rainbow comes because there has been rain and sun intermingling. And maybe envisioning yourself as a bright, shining light throughout your day, right? Maybe before you leave your house, or if you feel your energy getting weighed down, practicing, letting yourself shine exactly as you are. And maybe asking yourself, what brightens my day? What brightens my energy? What brings light? What brings light to my life? And moving in that direction, like a moth to the flame, or, again, like a sunflower. What brings light to my life? Moving in that direction. Pile number 3, these are the messages that we have for you today, how to honor energy of more and more gentleness with yourself and in your life. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Remember that when you practice self-love, you create waves of love in the universe. I'm excited to connect with you again soon.